Hey girl, what's up? It's Holden Prio. I'm back again with another pretty awesome live gameplay video from our LGS out in Tucson, Arizona. It's called Arcanum Sanctorum. If you're in the Arizona area, especially in Southern Arizona, feel free to shoot me a message in the Discord or message me on YouTube and just come on down to Arcanum Sanctorum. They're pretty awesome, and I just want to say thank you so much for being cool with us recording in there and just being such an amazing place to foster our cEDH community. But a huge quick shout out before we get started. Please check out my Patreon that we've got started over there. It's completely free to join. We do some early access videos and some behind the scenes stuff. And there's also paid tiers where you can get shout outs at the beginning of videos, like one of our priority holders, Critical EDH. Critical EDH, it's finger licking good. That's a little shout out there to those guys. We really appreciate the support. They're a fantastic channel. If you haven't checked them out, go on over on YouTube and type in Critical EDH. They have a bunch of amazing content. And we also have additional paid tiers where you can do like one-on-one coaching sessions with me around brews. If you have like a unique idea or a brew that you want to run by somebody who has a track record of brewing a lot of different decks in cEDH as well as other formats, that's a great way to do it. So without any more shameless shilling and plugs from me, we'll get started by jumping into this game. And it is a pretty spicy one. Super fun to check out. And thanks for everybody who's watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, smack your mama, do the thing. All right, thanks.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. This pod here, we've got Ray in seat 1 on Krark Silas. Obnix, and that's Dustin who's playing there. In seat 2, Chris is on Master of Keys in seat 3, and then I'm on Round seat 4. Ray opted to keep 6 here with 2 tutors, some interaction, a couple lands, and a brainstorm. So this hand kind of has everything he needs to get started. Obnixless went to second 7, and unfortunately we weren't able to see their hand. Master of Keys, this is Chris. This is an Esper Reanimator style deck with a Underworld Breach for enchantments in the command zone. It kept some stack species like Archon of Emeria. There's a Heuristic Study, some interaction and Force Negation, a couple mana rocks, and 2 lands. And then I was on seat 4, and I kept 2 lands, Git Probe, Pyretic Ritual, Slimer's Feast, which is a windfall, Bergi, God of Storytelling, as a mana advantage, and then Passive Flames to dig me back out when invariably some of my stuff gets countered. Mostly kept his hand on the back of the fact that there's probably going to be stacks at the table.
Cool. All right. Anybody have pre-games? I don't.
Nope. Do not.
Cool. Let's do it.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Pass. Just getting a land, right?
Risky, baby.
I'm going to do the Black Pit Cliffs.
Cool.
That. Drop sword. Good on that.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Pay 2 life and get pro. We got to talk about this. I have something really funny to say about this, but I'll tell you another time. Yeah. Lands, tutors, alright. Draw a card out. Yep. Less than ideal. Play this white border bloodstained fire.
He also needs 2K. And then he has gone
Luxury Suite is late for turn. 2, 4.
but yeah, this is slaughter red.
I'll crack in response.
Yep. Pass turn.
Good to draw. Yep. I mean, good by me.
I was just sassy. These were my first two. Then I was like, I can't afford it. I don't think it was the big one.
So upkeep, draw. Steep Vents is white order. And I'll cast a Pyretic Ritual.
I could take a.
I will cast Burden. That's the turn. Where's mana? Just let me know, because I can possibly give you some insight into at least what I saw. It's the hand has changed obviously a little bit, but, and I don't know what he tutored for. But good on fetch.
Object trigger on fetch. He gets a counter, and then I exile the top from my library. I can play it until my next end step. Definitely gonna be trying that out.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Twinsies.
Next was true.
Thanks. I pass on it. Oh, sorry. He has the ability to respond here.
I'll lose it anyway, so I might as well. I'm gonna Deadly Relic onto
I mean, I pass on Deadly Relic. Pass on the trigger.
yeah.
Balance. Okay, I feel like we just got away with it. That scared the shit out of me.
Untap, keep and drop. Play the Sulfuric Springs this way for turn. It's a Scrawling Crawler.
Fuck right off. Yikes, Dustin, why are you gonna do it to us like this?
That's good. I'm gonna tap two. I'll cast a Power Balance. I'm just gonna pass from there. I don't know what anybody's doing well enough to know who to hit.
Take one for drawing.
Yeah, you'll take one for drawing, which will trigger Object.
How are we feeling about
Arcanum Sanctorum?
Yeah.
Not good, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
I know it sucks for you, obviously.
yeah, there's. Yeah, like, I have the solve the equation in my hand, so my thought is like, okay, I can try to go find something to remove the scrolling crawler. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna wheel. Like, you're not gonna stop me from wheeling. That's what the entirety of this deck does. But the problem with doing that is, if I wheel, essentially he draws 28 cards. He'll draw 7 and then 21 for the triggers. Yeah. So, up to you. I mean.
Go ahead. Chris.
Pass.
Power Balance trigger.
That's fine.
I'll pass on this percent.
Like, I know it.
10, upkeep. And I'll draw. Pass on your tricks. Yeah, sorry.
Why is it a web page?
See what's on top of your deck?
I might put in a third
I'll
one.
cast Ralph.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power Balance. Let's see what cast.
For this, I actually want to open it.
Cannot pay on
In the
this.
long run, the hand trash is way
Next trigger. Look at the top, which is right.
I see the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just making an energy counter out of that.
This is.
Yep.
This trigger is the birdie trigger.
Yes. You don't have to mana for the Pyroblast, but you can reflecting swat.
Force negation on the amulet. Okay.
It's there. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna swap the force to the swap.
SWAT gets exiled. And this is still on the stack.
Yep.
That's good. Okay, cool. Resolves. And now I still have Ral on the stack with a birdie trigger on it. Are we good on the birdie trigger?
Good on the birdie trigger.
On the stack. Gamble on the stack. I'm gonna have, moving forward, I'm gonna represent the Ral triggers with this and the birdie triggers with this. So this is what the stack looks like right now. Birdie triggers on top, and I'm gonna pass on the S% trigger.
One and take one.
Power balance trigger on the gamble as well.
Pass on it.
Top is going to be Felwar Stone.
Understood. Is the birdie trigger good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna make a single red mana. Is the Ral trigger good? I'd like to represent moving forward that for all the Ral flips, I'm just gonna roll dice instead, and odds will be me taking damage, and even will be me winning the flip and deciding whether or not to flip the take the damage.
Up next turn.
Pass on it. Gamble on the stack. Wasn't really expecting to get this far, to be totally honest. This is actually what I get. I'm gonna get this card. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So it's a Will of the Jeskai. Cast a white bordered lion's eye diamond. Got a Murky trigger.
And a power balance trigger.
I'll pass on a power balance trigger.
Mana barbs.
That costs 4?
Yeah, okay.
Lion's eye diamond on the stack. I'll cast this the archives for a single red as it's reduced by Ral, not with a casualty cost. We've got a Ral trigger and a birdie trigger. We good on the birdie trigger? Yep. Back up to 2. We good on the Ral trigger? Yeah. Take the damage, of course, as we do.
Up next trigger on the dude.
Pass on it.
Oh, that mana barbs.
Archives. It's a Chain of Vapor and a Helm of Awakening. I'll cast the Helm of Awakening using the red mana. Got a birdie trigger.
Power balance as well.
Pass on the power balance trigger.
Deal is going to be a box amber.
We good on the birdie trigger? Yeah. I'm gonna crack the LED for triple blue. I'm gonna discard this Slimer's Feast, Past in Flames, and solve the equation. Cast the Past in Flames. It's gonna be reduced by 2. It costs 5 normally, so instead it's gonna cost 3. So we'll use a single red and 2 of these, taking me down to a single blue in the pool. And there's a Ral trigger and a birdie trigger.
I'd like to respond before the birdie trigger.
They're going to be on the stack, but
Yeah. They're on the stack, but before it resolves.
absolutely.
And dismember targeting the birdie.
Cast the Chain of Vapor, targeting the birdie. So these are the birdie and the route trigger on top.
Yeah, I got power balance on the chain. That's it.
Sure.
Should still be the embryo.
Good on making the birdie.
Yeah.
So we'll make a 1 birdie mana, and then I'll have my row flip. Do the damage as we do.
Optics.
Box amber that we knew about. I'm good to pass on this member. Obviously it fizzles. And then we have the birdie trigger for the past in flames. And then the row trigger.
Optics trigger.
Nope. He is big. Pyretic ritual action going on, no big deal.
Is it 14-13 right now?
Oh yeah. Be on passive flames. We're gonna resolve passing flames into exile because it's casting flashback. And I'm gonna represent my graveyard like this. Everything in this row of the graveyard is passive flames. Paying 2 life. Targeting you. And I'm gonna hold priority on the route trigger. Going to cast a pyretic ritual. Single red. Here's another route trigger on top of it. Pass priority on the route trigger.
Power balance triggers in between, but on the route.
Okay, so you're fine. I'll do them like this. So your sideways ones will be you.
Okay.
So yours is going to be on top because I'm active player.
So it's going to be a prosper. I'm going to hold on your route trigger.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to do 1, crack the 2 energy, exile a prosper using no stable amulet. Put that over there because it's exile 2 hit. And then I'm good on the route trigger.
We'll win the route flip. I cast 6 spells per turn. I'm going to flip route. Pyretic ritual that's on top of the stack. Is that good to resolve? 4 red mana. Your power balance trigger on my gift.
Simeon Spirit.
My other route trigger that I still have to resolve. Take the damage. Gift roll is back on the stack target.
Crawling crawler on your draw.
Not respond. I'll pass on.
Domination here.
Cast a birdie for 2 red.
Power balance. Command tower.
Okay. I'm going to cast Gamble for a single red. Birdie trigger.
Power balance trigger as well.
I'll pass on your power balance. Good on this?
Yeah.
How about Gamble? It's a skeleton. Resolve into exile.
You have 1 in hand right now?
Yeah. Make sure I don't exile this breach. Do my hand. We'll do odds, evens. So evens. The underworld breach that we got. Wheel of Misfortune. Box Opal. Arid Mason. Pact of Negation. Gemstone Cavern with the Lucky Counter still on it. Rent Resolve, so I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's Recall. 8 is Tibble's Trigger. I'll do it this way. I'm going to put a Ren's Resolve on the stack. And I'll trigger Break.
Yeah, that's my thought.
I'm holding priority on this, and I'm going to put a Pact of Negation on the stack. You have triggers in between these, or
I'm declining because
I'm going to put a Pact of Negation on the stack, targeting the Ren's Resolve. I've got a Birdie trigger. I'm responding to my pack with the Tibble's trigger on the Pact of Negation. I've got a Birdie trigger. I'm gonna pass priority on the Timmels trigger targeting the path. We'll counter it, and I'll roll a 6-sided die where each number is just doubled to represent 1, 2, and 3. So it's mill 3 cards. We're good with that. 1, 2, 3. Great Furnace, Soul Ring, and Storm's Will, just because it's only 50% recorder. Got a Ren's Resolve on the stack. It's good to resolve. So we will flip Wheel of Fortune and a Psychic Theft. So this pile over here I have to pay for. This is the free Ral card pile. 3 mana going down to 2, and I'm going to cast Ral from the command zone. I have a Bergie trigger. Cast this Rob the Archives using the flashback from Past in Flames pile for a single red going down to 2. I'll have a trigger for both. Good? Yep. Is Ral good?
Next on the damage.
Yep. Pass on. Rob good? So result to exile. 1, 2. As a reminder, these are until the end of this turn. These are until the end of my next turn. So cast a mana ball.
Powerball turn. Vexing bauble. The vexing bauble.
Sure.
There will also be an unstable amulet trigger on the vexing bauble cast.
Which does a damage?
Yes.
Actually, just totally fine with me. I'm going to pass on the triggers that you have.
Okay. So this is going to deal 1 damage to each opponent. I'll have 1 Obnix trigger. We're good on that. Agatha's and then Vexing Bauble going to resolve. Okay.
My
Wall
Bergie
should-
trigger is on the stack.
Yeah, I'm good on all your triggers.
It's just the one. And then Mana Vault's White Border. This resolves.
It's countered, no?
No.
No, because it was already on the stack before Vexing Bauble.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, if anything is cast without spending mana, it would be countered.
Surprisingly helps me here. Because if this card resolves, it exiles itself. And this is the only way I can get my Breach back. And I don't have a way to counter it on board. But now I'm going to cast it for free, and it's going to get countered, so then it won't get exiled.
Got it.
So it'll get cast for free. The Vexing Bauble will see that it's cast. It'll never resolve, so it'll never go to exile. It'll go to my graveyard. And then I have ways in the deck to record it out of the graveyard. Anyways, yeah, I'll cast Recall with no targets, and X is 0. I'll have a Ral trigger and a Bergie trigger, and you'll have a Vexing Bauble trigger and a Power Balance trigger. How are you stacking them?
I'll stack Vexing on top of Power.
That sounds good. This will get countered?
Yep. And then it's seen as 0, or is it seen as 1 technically?
1.
Okay.
Because X is 0.
So good for Power Balance?
Yep.
It's going to be Dark Ritual.
Okay, yeah, so you cast it.
I'm going to decline.
Is it good for me to make my mana off the Bergie?
Yeah.
Are we good to try to ult Ral again? Definitely not going to ever happen. I'm just going to die to my own Ral triggers. That's cool.
Up next to those triggers.
Yep, do it. Cool. This is 8. Yeah, but that's counted here. So this is 10. So when we need to figure out Storm, it's these two numbers together. I just have to keep it separate.
Yeah.
So right now, Storm is 18. I'm gonna flashback cast Will of the Jeskai from the graveyard, reduced by 2, so it'll cost 2. Going down to 3. Will of the Jeskai on the stack, Ral trigger, Bergie trigger.
Power Balance as well.
Sounds good. I'm gonna pass on your triggers.
Get a Power Balance. It's going to be a Cabal Ritual. Just stay on top.
We're good on my Bergie trigger.
Yeah.
We're good on the Ral trigger.
Optics.
I think I've only won one, and it was the one that mattered. Now that I think about it. Yeah, wow. Just losers today. Will of the Jeskai on the stack. Yep. It's a Past in Flames, and it's a May for discard your hand, draw 5.
If I take a damage, that might.
This is just. Oh, yeah.
Good on how next turn.
Yeah, go on.
You're the just guy back on this thing. Sounds good. I'm gonna discard my hint. We have to make a choice right now whether or not you're gonna discard, and then we all do it at once. Are you discarding yours? I am discarding mine.
I am.
5.
I'm gonna be discarding as well.
Everybody is? Okay, cool. I'm discarding this Faithless Living that's whiteboarded.
Discarding a shadowy vexing.
Walrus will bolt bend, red elemental blast, and a storm kill.
Oh, Cabal hit.
Pretty
I
accurate.
do that. Yeah.
Everybody draws 5. Take 1 damage per draw and have 15 optics plus triggers.
Right. And backwards, his will resolve first.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be a Saw in Half, City of Brass, Creators, Grass, Chrome Mox, and Walking Balls. Imperial, Seal, Manival, Wheel of Fortune, Ancient Tomb, and Orc Spellmaster. It's going to be Gleeful Arsonist, Grape Shot, Gut Shot, Cleric Determination, and a Wishclaw Tower. 36, 37, Flying Trample.
These cards have flashback. All the instants and sorceries have a Mox Amber on the stack. I've got a Berkey trigger.
Vexing Bauble trigger as well.
That sounds good. I'm going to respond to the Vexing Bauble trigger, and I'm going to daze the Mox Amber. I've got a Row and a Berkey trigger, and I'm going to pay the cost of returning this volcanic island to my hand to pay for the daze. So it's free. So there's a Vexing Bauble trigger.
Yep.
I'll resolve the Vexing Bauble trigger on the daze. This will get countered. This new pile does not have flashback. I'm going to resolve my Berkey and my Row. 5.
These are like miniature.
Resolve Row. Fuck off. Oh my god.
That'll be an object trigger as well.
Sure, yeah. Berkey trigger on actually no, your Vexing Bottle's on top. That counters this white border Mox Amber. Berkey trigger. Make another red, we'll go to 6. I'll play this land for turn, Volcanic Island. I'm gonna put a Brain Freeze on the stack, targeting myself. I've got a Route trigger, and a Berkey trigger, and a Storm trigger. I'm gonna put the Berkey on top, then Route, then Storm. Am I good to resolve Berkey? Am I good to resolve Route? He's got 10, 12. And I've got a total of 10, 20, so I'm going to have 19. So I'm going to pass on the trigger if you guys do. I'll aim 19 copies at myself. And the original, is that good to resolve? Yeah. 2 cards in my flashback. This Strike It Rich. Berkey trigger. This is going to cost 2.
Oh wait, I see.
This is good. It's going to resolve into exile. I'm going to make a treasure. I'm going to cast Recoup from the graveyard for 3 mana. 4. Yeah. Targeting the bonus round, sorry. Bonus round on the stack. Going down to 1. Triggering the Berkey. So bonus round will resolve. There's now a bonus round effective. Recall from my graveyard, where X is 1. Using 1 colorless, reduced by 1 for helm and the treasure. Birdie trigger on the stack, recall on the stack, and then if it resolves, I'll have to discard a card and I can return a card from my graveyard to my hand. Does the birdie trigger resolve? Does the bonus round copy of recall resolve? I'm going to return the Underworld Bridge to my hand. Does the original recall resolve? Karizev's Expertise is the other card to my hand. Discarding City of Traders and Simian Spirit for the recall. Yeah, I'm going to put a Karizev's Expertise on the stack. Using 2 red, 1, got a birdie trigger. I'm going to be targeting the Scrawling Crawler. I'm going to choose not to cast something for free. I'm going to set this right here so I don't forget. I'm going to cast an Underworld Breach. Birdie trigger. Then, using Breach, I'm going to cast Zoya's Justice. 1 red mana here. Birdie will trigger. Storm goes up. And the cards I'm exiling for it are going to be lands. There's a bonus round trigger on top of it. So this one, I'm going to be targeting the Vexing Bauble, and the bonus round, I'm going to be targeting the emet-selch.
Yeah, I'm good on the emet-selch one.
Cool. That resolves.
I get the option to move it to command zone, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to exile cards from top to exile a non-land card
With mana value 4 or less. So that you could choose to cast if you want, and it would get countered, or it goes to your hand. Original is going to be on the Vexing Bauble. Put Rite of Flame on the stack, and then you'll have a bonus round copy of Rite of Flame on the stack.
Okay.
So you'll make 2 red, and then you'll make 2 more. Put a Grape Shot on the stack, down to 1 for the Grape Shot. Targeting you. There's a Birdie trigger and a Storm trigger. Storm right now is 24, 25, 26. So it's 26 all
Power
down.
balance as well.
Sure. Yep.
Got a power balance?
Yep.
And the festivities. My 3 of the floating attempts to flare a duplication on the Great Shot.
You have a bonus round trigger.
I guess I'll also point it at the Great Shot.
Copy the Grape Shot, and you'll deal 1 damage to 1 target.
It'll have the Storm too, correct?
Storm is when you cast a spell, a trigger goes on the stack, and you're copying the spell.
That's fine.
So it'll be the original plus the copy will end up being 2 total damage if you want to aim it at something particular.
I'll just point it at your face.
Sounds good. For 26 total damage. We'll do 26 to do it again.
Yep.
Box Diamond and a Flooded Strand. There's a Storm trigger and a Birdie trigger, and I'm going to resolve the Birdie trigger first, if that's cool. This goes up here, and I'm going to cast a Return the Favor, targeting the Storm trigger. This copy's a trigger. I'm going to target the Storm trigger using this 2 red. There's a Birdie trigger for it. I have 1, 2, and it doesn't. We good on the Birdie trigger for the return. Copying of the Storm trigger. 728. And then, I'm sorry? Okay. And you're in play. I'll deal 28 to you. And then this will resolve back to the graveyard. And the original Grape Shot, I'm going to have 28 as well. So I'm going to aim 10 here and the other 18 to you. You can Brain Freeze and then let you go to draw. I can also just kill you with Witch's Mark. It's loss of life, not damage. And then as soon as state-based actions happen in my cleanup step, you die. Shit, that fucking Vexing Bauble was insane.
All right. right, it's me from the future here. Just wanted to give a huge shout out again to Digital Cyclone. Fantastic tokens. They're what I personally use. They were kind enough after I recorded this to actually put up a coupon code, which I'll have here on screen. It's all one word. It's Holden Prio, and you'll get 10% off everything in their shop. That's not just their token packs, which are fantastic, but also play mats, etc., all the other cool stuff that's there. So here's a QR code on screen, as well as the URL will be down in the description below, and go check out their fantastic work. They're not paying me for this. They didn't give me anything free for this. I actually just used their product, reached out to them, and they were kind enough to give everybody who's watching a 10% off discount. So use that coupon code and enjoy.